Now, while most Israelis seem to be celebrating Trump's impending return to the White House, exit polls show that only 21% of American Jews actually voted for Trump, with almost 80% voting for Kamala Harris. That is a 9% drop in American Jewish support for Trump from back in 2020. Now, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has been very quick to congratulate Trump, clearly hoping that the Republicans' return to the Oval Office will be in his favor as the war in the Middle East rages on. And joining us now from Florida, where Trump gave his victory speech this morning, is our senior U.S. correspondent, Mike Wagenheim. Mike, what are we hearing from Americans on the ground right now? Was this expected?
Well, we're here right outside of Mar-A-Lago, which is behind us. Before we get to that, Natasha, I want to go over that 21% figure you gave a moment ago. That's as Joe Biden would say, that's malarkey. It could not be possible that the Jewish vote for Trump actually went down this year from the last election cycle when he walloped Harris with people of color in every category, black, Latino, what have you. If there's any minority category that had an incentive to vote for Trump this year, it would have been the Jewish population. That exit poll and exit polls have been known to be horrendously wrong before, just makes no sense in the context of this election. So take that with a huge grain of salt. Right. We'll wait for more potential polls to come out in the days and weeks ahead. Certainly, we were friars, we were suckers for the polling here. We expected this to be a week-long affair here with counts and recounts and provisional ballots and absentee ballots going down the line here. Every battleground state was supposed to be a statistical tie. This is what we were told for days, for weeks, by almost all of the major polling organizations, and yet it was done by what, 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It was over on election night, and not even close. Pollsters got this one wrong, and because we rely so much on them, everybody kind of got this one wrong. So I think everybody right now in a little bit of a bewildered state, a little bit of a state of, even the Trump supporters say, hey, we didn't expect that quickly to come that way. Trump just dominated Harris in every conceivable fashion. Not a single county, not one, did Harris improve upon where Biden performed 4 years ago. She did not do better in any county in America where Biden performed 4 years ago. It's an absolutely amazing statistic. So the feeling on the ground here, everybody waking up and starting to adjust to the new reality that Trump will be back in the White House again. For many, it's a celebratory occasion, a return to what they see as the king, the guy who can fix America. For others, it's, oh, here we go, more of the same for another 4 years, and can we survive this again? America just so divided right now politically, especially when it comes to a figure like Donald Trump.
All right. Now, you questioned those exit polls that we just cited. They came from NBC News. It's important to keep in mind that there still is mass American Jewish support for Kamala Harris. And the bottom line is that we know that when Trump won 30% of the American Jewish vote back in 2016, he was very angry about that at the time. He said, how could this be? So even if, let's say, the votes are comparable, I mean, how can we expect Trump to react to this? And how is that going to have an impact on his policy when it comes to Israel?
I think we'll wait and see how this plays out over the coming days and weeks again as these new polls come out. There's just no reason to trust that 21%. It seems like a complete statistical anomaly. I think it would have been bad if Trump lost, because he already said, hey, if I lose, he came right out and said the Jews are to blame. I think he's going to be in a celebratory mood here. I think there's a lot for him to look forward to. He'll have a Republican Senate. He may have a Republican House, although that'll take weeks to figure out, because many of those races won't be decided here for quite some time, just the way the results are tabulated. We may have some recounts, and the margin will be razor thin to begin with in terms of who has the majority. But he's got the Supreme Court on his side as well. He's going to go into the White House happy. I don't think he's going to go into the White House, at least not from any traditional allies that he had. And then the pro-Israel community has been a traditional ally for him. I don't think he's going to be looking to settle scores with that particular demographic if they feel they weren't up to snuff in the election.